welcome back to the We Are City channel. It's Champions League quarter-final time to start today's episode. Bayern Munich vs Chelsea, Lyon vs PSG, Villarreal vs Spurs. We face Leverkusen. I expect in the semi-final to face either Bayern or Chelsea, PSG or Spurs. I expect Lyon and Villarreal to go out, but we're not entirely sure, are we? But an all-French quarter-final there between Lyon and PSG. Interesting, we face Leverkusen, Moussa Diaby's ex-team. I expect to beat them, really, but we'll have to see how strong their side is when we go out there. This is the side we're going to go with against Leverkusen. Maignan in goal. It's going to be Cancelo, Stones, Diaz and Sosa in the back four. Expecting Rico Lewis to start, but Cancelo is fit and had a brilliant game in the last one. Rodri and Frenkie de Jong hold midfield with captain Kevin De Bruyne in front. It's Moussa Diaby on the right, Phil Foden on the left, and Julian Alvarez through the middle on the bench. We've got Erling Haaland, who's a bit tired, but he's there in case you need him. Palmer, Grealish, Olmo, Luis Ake and Ortega. The first leg is at home. So now we come Champions League action back at the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City versus Bayer Leverkusen. German side making it all the way to the quarterfinals alongside Bayern Munich, the other German side. So best in Borussia Dortmund as it stands. And they look like they've got a pretty strong side. From what I know, I believe Enzo Fernandez or Rodrigo Bentancur is in that team for them, perhaps. Just from what I know, Michael Elise, Asmoon, some pretty good players. Tedeschi's still the goalkeeper, but I think we'll be impressed with the side they put out here. Alan Velasco also in there, young Argentinian, has been signed. So there is our side ready for a Champions League quarter-final game. At home, I don't know if that's the advantage, maybe playing away is usually better than coming to home and doing the business, but if we get the business done here, we can simulate, of course, a second leg, although I do think Bayer Leverkusen are going to cause us some problems. Orbans seems to be at the back as well. Let's have a see at what side they're going with here for Bayer Leverkusen. Some very well-known names in there on the bench. They've got Danilo, Alex Telles, Andrich, Sebastian Villa, Rossi and Telles Magno. Tedeschi in the goal, it's Teze, Fofana, Orban and Dano at the back. Fernandez and Bentancur in the midfield too, with Elise, Asmoon and Velasco in front, supporting Ruiz up top. But Telles Magno on the bench, a player that we did sign and sell to Leverkusen this summer. Let's see how he does if he comes off the bench and makes an impact against us. Bruyne tried to clip on him. Asmoon against Frenkie again, and Frenkie picks it up. And over to Diaby! And Moussa Diaby scores against his former side within 7 minutes. This guy's incredible. We know he is. What a signing. 70 million plus Telles Magno, who we signed for around 10 million to 80 million played for Moussa Diaby. But I mean, we're talking about a real good price, aren't we? Assisted by Frenkie de Jong, but 80 million is nothing for this man. He's nothing for this man. This is how many goals in the Champions League? 4 in 6 games in the Champions League. His Premier League record is brilliant as well. In all competitions, his record is fantastic. Intercepted by Cancelo. Oh, Stones, what's that? Asmoon. Diaz, good defending into the hands of Maya. But what was that by John Stones? Rodri, good turn. Diaby. De Bruyne. De Bruyne into Diaby again. He makes it 2-0 Manchester City. Second of the game for Moussa Diaby. And City are flying. Captain De Bruyne finds him. Well, De Bruyne signed a 1-year extension because he's not done yet, Kevin De Bruyne, is he? Certainly far from it. 92 rated. Wonderful assist record this season. And he finds Diaby at the far post. And City lead by 2 goals. A double by their former player. Well, they received 80 million for him. Plus, well, 70 million plus Telles Magno. Foden. Here's ball now. Sosa. Sosa. Into Diaby! It's a hat-trick for Moussa Diaby. At the far post again. This man is insane. And he gets his hat-trick against his former side. And he celebrates. He does celebrate. I'm sure he's got a lot of respect for Bayer Leverkusen, but he's just scored a hat-trick in the Champions League quarter-finals. Header at the far post. Tedeschi nowhere near it. And City lead by 3-0. What a start to this episode this is. From Frenkie de Jong. And it's well found to Julian Alvarez by Frenkie de Jong. And here's Julian Alvarez, and Dano is chasing him, and Alvarez just keeps going. De Bruyne makes it 4-0 City. On the counter, City smash Leverkusen in the quarterfinals. Well, we are the side to be reckoned with in the Champions League this season. I do believe that. Because we're putting in performances that you just don't see on the regular in the Champions League. No Haaland. Doesn't matter. 4 goals. It's ridiculous. Pressing from Joao Cancelo. Cleared away on as far as De Bruyne, is it? No. Orban. Velasco. And that is half-time. City 4, Bayer Leverkusen 0. What a Champions League quarter-final performance this is. Incredible stuff. The RB has shut against his former side, hasn't he? Look at that. Conversion rate 100%. 3 shots, 3 goals in 46 minutes. Rodri. And there is Cancelo. Got a bit of a pushing contest with Enzo Fernandez, and he loses out. Velasco. Stones intercepts and Cancelo cleverly away. Alvarez gives it straight back to them. Elise. Asmoon with a chance here. Oh, Maignan. Should save it 4-1. I feel like Maignan should do a lot better here. 4-1, goal conceded for Mike Maignan. Stones was nearly caught out before Rodri helped him out. Diaby. Alvarez. Sosa. Alvarez with a header, it's 5-1. What a cross by Borna Sosa. Alvarez scores to make it 5-1. Back with the 4-goal lead. Goal conceded, yes. Go back up to the end. This is a wonderful cross by Sosa. The arriving Julian Alvarez with a really nice header. Into the back of the net. Substitution time. Rodri and Palmer combine. Palmer up against Willie Orban. Into Grealish. Jack Grealish shoots and scores, but he's offside. And he shouldn't be offside there, Grealish. Sosa again wins it back. Asmoon nicks it off Grealish, though. Elise. Elise! Well, Mike Maignan been beaten again. And is he becoming Edison, Mike Maignan? I do not feel like he should get beat by that. Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne is creating trouble here for Leverkusen. De Bruyne. Grealish with a tap in. 6-2. Well, it could have been a penalty, and I think it would have been a penalty for Kevin De Bruyne, because he was fouled by Radetzky. He lays it off to Jack Grealish instead. Surely a penalty. All on for KDB now, he's probably tired. But a good assist for Jack Grealish, 6-2. But six goals, yes, 2 goals conceded again. Grealish. Took too long with a pass, Jack Grealish. Took way too long. I think we're through anyway, aren't we? Full time, City 6, by Leverkusen 2. But I am frustrated with the 2 goals conceded, especially the manner Mike Maignan conceded them. Way too easy. Just doesn't seem to be able to spread his body anymore. I just don't know what's going on with Maignan. We'll receive an offer here from Borussia Dortmund for Sergio Gomez. Looking like they want him back. 14.7. City have paid around that for him. I'd like to make a bit of profit on him. 17 million. They've asked for 15.3. I think 16 million with Borussia Dortmund. They would be willing to accept that for a player who's formerly of them. 16 million, looks like Sergio Gomez could be leaving the club. He's just not convinced me at all, and I think a £16 million move to Dortmund would suit him next season. The press conference time for Pep Guardiola, because the next game is against Liverpool. The lads can't wait to turn over Liverpool again. Of course we can't. We want to do that, don't we? Destroy Jurgen Klopp's team once again. Have you missed out on the title? I don't think so. We're top of the league by quite a few points, reporter. How about you get your head screwed on? Liverpool? Do we have Liverpool worried? Yes. We were excellent. Let's have a see how the full episode is going to play out after that Leverkusen game now. And of course Liverpool up next. So we played by Leverkusen and we will simulate the second leg against them at 6-2 win with through. We're going to play Liverpool here today. We're going to play Everton at home. And we're going to also play Newcastle at Wembley. It's the FA Cup semi-final. We face Newcastle, leaving only 1 month left in the league season. So we're currently 16 points clear at the top of the table with a game in hand on Liverpool, who we face today. I think we know we're going to be Premier League champions, and we could even be Premier League champions, maybe even in the next few games. 8 games left in the league. We're absolutely running away with it. Well, a few tired legs, so we do make a few changes in today's side. Mike Maignan starts in goal. It's Cancelo, Stones, Captain Diaz and Ake at the back 4. Rodri partners Dani Olmo in the midfield 2, with Dominic Szoboszlai in front. No Kevin De Bruyne today. It is Diaby on the left, Kaiki on the right, and Erling Haaland through the middle. On the bench, we've got Grealish, Foden, De Bruyne, Phillips, Akanji, Josh Wilson-Esbrand, and Ortega. So a bit of a rested side. We need to get Szoboszlai back to sharpness. He's going to be important for the last few fixtures. So welcome to Anfield, Manchester City. The side you are blitzing in the Premier League title race. A title race City have completely run away with. Liverpool today not playing to try and win the Premier League title, catch Manchester City up. just to dent our confidence and to prove their ability. That is all they're playing for, and City surely get the better of them. Cancelo. Szoboszlai against Van Dijk. Haaland on the volley! Wonderful save by Alisson. All behind here. Good strength by Diaz. Oh, and Mo Salah. Disgusting challenge. Yellow card for the Egyptian. It could have easily been red, that. Like Mayan sort of dropped off. I suppose he's not done any goalkeeping, Mayan, much this season. The defence has been very good. And when he started to be called upon, he's not done very well. Ake. Haaland! 1-0 City. What a ball from Nathan Ake. And a goal for Erling Haaland makes it 1-0. What a ball from Ake from defence. So good, Nathan Ake. On the chest of Haaland, into the side netting. He deserves to be playing week in, week out, Nathan Ake. He really does. What a ball. What a finish by Haaland. That is goal number what for Erling Haaland. Pep Guardiola celebrates here at Anfield. It's a little tight to the fullback. In the corner here, Musiala. Past Stones. Musiala, good block by Diaz. Cross it here, and Maignan collects it. Musiala intercepted by that man, and then Diaz looks long to Diaby, who's beaten. Van Dijk to it. Diaby into Erling Haaland, who makes it 2-0 City. Well, the long ball from the centre-backs in behind is the way through, especially the pace of Diaby and Haaland up top. And Haaland has found in Diaby a player who can keep up with him. Well, Diaby's found a player in Haaland who can keep up with him. Good header away from Van Dijk, across the goalkeeper. Haaland with a tap-in. 2-0 Manchester City at Anfield, just before half-time as well. No Kevin De Bruyne today. He's not been needed, because that is half-time. And 2-0 we lead against Liverpool. What a performance from City again. Diaz and Ake both creating chances from centre-back. Into Diaby, and Alexander-Arnold's gone, and Diaby finds Haaland here. And Haaland says to Virgil van Dijk, give me a race. Diaby. Olmo. Rodri. Cancelo. Szoboszlai! Oh, it's 3-0. Dominic Szoboszlai with the finish to make it 3-0. The traditional celebration, he does it at Anfield. City 3. Liverpool 0. Well, these are the second best team in the league and they're not anywhere near us. Rodri wide to Cancelo into Szoboszlai. First time striking the left foot. He cuts across it. And as Van Dijk is running one way, I think Alisson's expecting to go to the other post, and Szoboszlai just catches it so well. The keeper's already got his weight the other way. He's expecting to go to the other corner. 3-0 City. That is Liverpool surely completely, if they're out of a title race, they're completely out of it now. Stones a bad pass, but he gets back in there and wins it. Kaiki. Szoboszlai. Diaby. Kaiki surely offside. 4-0. He made a good run, but I was looking for Haaland. I wanted Haaland at that far post, really. Diaby away. So for Haaland to chase. Militao, that is confidence. Brilliant confidence. And might even create a chance for Liverpool here. Diaz back to Maignan. Underneath it into Grealish. Around the corner to Dani Olmo. Out to Cancelo. And nodded on to Diaby, who can't beat their player to it. Rodri, good challenge. Not enough. Rafinha. Stones caught in his tracks here. Maignan. This time makes a good save. He's stuck tight to him. Van Dijk giving it to Rodri. Terrible pass by Virgil van Dijk. Rodri. Grealish. Haaland. Foden! Oh, Phil Foden should score. Luis Diaz. Good tackle by Cancelo. Diaby. Little road runner, isn't it? Diaby into Haaland. And Haaland here makes it 4-0 City. The absolute goal machine that is Erling Haaland. 4-0 Manchester City. Brilliant. Once Diaby's gone there with the pace, they're struggling. They're struggling to defend against us, and Haaland's not missing from there, surely. We expect him not to. That could be a hat-trick for Haaland again today. Rafinha. And that is full time. A 4-0 win at Anfield for Manchester City. But if the title wasn't in our hands, it already it is going to be, isn't it? We know it's going to be. A 3-goal haul for Haaland today. Hat-trick for the Norwegian. City just too good for the second place team in the league. City just too good for absolutely everyone. And the worrying thing is for the rest of the Premier League, Guardiola signed another contract extension, hasn't he? 1 more year after this one. 1 more year to deal with us. Up next is Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League. We will be using the sim system, and we will be using the play the highlights system to play this one because we've rotated the side, and I don't want to obviously drop it. So I'll take a starting goal. It's Lewis, Akanji, Aken, Wilson, Esbra on the back 4, Phillips and De Jong in the midfield 2 with Captain Bruyne in front, Parr on the right, Foden on the left, and Julian Alvarez through the middle. On the bench we've got Grealish, Kaiki, Szoboszlai, Cancelo, Sosa, Diaz, and Mike Maignan. You can see that I've got Alvarez with me. Just hold this ball up and into Julian. Alvarez! Alvarez gives City an 8-2 lead in aggregate within the first minute and 30 seconds. Great goal by Julian Alvarez for a 7-2 lead. Foden found him. City attack again within 14 minutes. Leverkusen dominated so far. De Bruyne. Well, what do you want me to do here, game? Ortega can't save it. 1-1. Well, the game sort of did me over there. What do you want me to do there? Solo run Manchester City, and it's Kaiki. That is full time. 1-1 in Germany. 7-3 in aggregate. Manchester City are into the Champions League semi-finals once again. It's the 3rd season in a row, a full season in a row, we've made it to this stage of the competition. Other teams going through a Bayern Munich, they knock out Chelsea. PSG knock out Marseille, or Lyon. And Villarreal have knocked out Spurs. So it's Villarreal, PSG, or Bayern Munich in the semi-final. I think it's very clear who we'd like to face. Well, it's 12th place Everton up next in the Premier League. Maignan starts in goal. It's going to be Rico, Lewis, Akanji, Captain Diaz and Sosa the back 4. Rodri and Frankie de Jong in the midfield 2 with Szoboszlai in front. And it's Diaby on the right, Grealish on the left and Erling Haaland through the middle of the bench. We've got Alvarez, Grealish, De Bruyne, Olmo, Phillips, Ake and Ortega. No Stones today. No Cancelo, no Palmer, no Kaiki, no Esbran, no Gomez of course. And Guardiola is back in training. Decreased by 2 overalls actually. Down to 87. I'm sure we're getting back up to that 89, nearly 90 rated. As he gets back into the first team. We've got Watford 2 days later, which will simulate, and then 2 days later after that it's Newcastle, semi-final of the FA Cup at Wembley, so we've got to think of that. That's why this side goes out here today. A rotated side will go out against Watford, and then all eyes on that final game of the episode against Newcastle. So the runaway league leaders come up against Frank Lampard's Everton today at the Etihad. In 12th position, doing pretty well, Everton, in terms of their season, really. Not in the relegation zone, which you might expect, but they're in for a big test today. This is the Everton side. In goal is Lee Nichols today, not Bazunu. Kabore, Captain Holgate, Tarkovsky, Senesians, Estupinian the back 5. Patrick Wimmer, Adam Kolsek, Garner and Demarai Gray in the midfield 4. Josh Vind is the man up top. On the bench is Bazunu, Gaia, Knauf, Mopai, Kyle John, Dwight McNeil and Ellis Sims. Very rotated Frank Lampard side here. To find him. Frankie, late challenge by Vind from behind referee. Could be a red. This is a red card for Josh Vind. Or Jonas Vind. Well, it's a nasty one on Frankie de Jong. He's nowhere near the ball. Sosa looks for the header. Can't win it. Szoboszlai back down to Rodri. Frankie. Szoboszlai. Oh, he caught that so well. And he tries to place that with power in the top corner. Sosa. Grealish on the turn. It's this a Kabore. Skip past Kabore as well, Jack Grealish. Wonderful footwork. Version to Diaby. Diaby into Erling Haaland, and City do cut Everton apart eventually. Diaby with the assist and Haaland with another goal. And that came from Jack Grealish there, beating his man Kabore. Then a lovely passing behind to Diaby. Pull back to Haaland. And into the back of the net by Erling Haaland. Goal number 24 in 24 games for Erling Haaland. Frankie. Grealish. Sosa. Szoboszlai in there with Erling Haaland. Can't get his header past Nichols. And that is half-time. Only 1-0 lead to Everton. And a hard-fought game because they are so defensive even with the 10 men. Literally 10 men are all defending. Well, why didn't he give me the free kick there? I was asking for it. Haaland. The RB can't find it. I wanted the free kick there, referee, and you should have given it me. Because I knew I had more chance. Rodri, brilliant. Grealish. The RB in there! Can't turn it round Nichols. Ooh, Rodri, the better of him, caught out there. Everton have got 4-on-2 here. Kabore. Borna Sosa, wonderful full-back play. Grealish, and Everton have thrown bodies forward now. And they're in trouble because Haaland's been played in by Jack Grealish. And Haaland can't beat Nichols. It's straight at him. Grealish. Sosa. Drops to De Bruyne. Saved by Nichols. Phil Foden on the rebound. 2-0 City, game over. Everton outscoring 2, certainly. They'd be lucky if they score 1. They've done absolutely nothing in today's game. Good play. De Bruyne with a shot. Blocked away. And Foden with a tap in. Right place at the right time. Calvin Phillips comes on for Rodri. City 2, Everton 0. Long by Maignan. Full-time whistle go. City 2, Everton 0. Made it difficult for ourselves. Everton did make it difficult. They, I think, came here and thought, let's get the least amount of goals as possible. The celebrations by the fans, I think, means... So that win means we're Premier League winners. Statistically, we're Premier League winners. We've done it. Diaz and De Bruyne are set to lift the Premier League title. As easy as that for Manchester City. As easy as that. At this stage of the season, we've already won the Premier League. We've been that much better than everyone else that we're going to give the young lads a go now, aren't we? We've got to give the young lads a go for the rest of the season. That's got to be the way forward, hasn't it? So the players step. The Premier League title, 4 seasons in a row, is Pep Guardiola's. 4 seasons in a row, and he's got 1 more left. Can he win a 5 Premier League title in a row next season? It just might happen, might it? Diaz, he's going to be lifting the trophy. It should be Kevin De Bruyne. But it's going to be Ruben Diaz because he was starting today. Manchester City, at this stage of the season, with 7 games left in the Premier League, are Premier League winners. Incredible stuff. That means we're going to rotate the side massively. But that just shows the achievement to lift the trophy this early in the season, how good we've actually been. The signs of Mike Maignan, Frankie de Jong, Borna Sosa, and don't forget Dominic Szoboszlai. They have made an incredible difference to this side. Maignan defensively, I mean, just brilliant. Champions League winners, possibly as well, but Premier League winners for certain. What a day. 4 in a row. Up next was a game against Watford at home where he picked up a 2-1 win. Goals for Julian Alvarez and Cole Palmer. Unfortunately, a goal conceded through Rakic. They did have the lead at half-time, Watford, but City came back. Another 3 points on our Premier League table. In terms of the Premier League there, you can see the result. We've got 100 goals scored, 24 only conceded, meaning a plus goal difference of 76, 89 points at the top of the table. 2 losses, 2 draws and 29 wins after 33 games. That confirmed as mathematically Premier League winners. Liverpool in second, there in 67 points. Chelsea in third and 64. Manchester United in fourth and 64. Spurs completely drops out of the race, down to 63 and fifth. Newcastle, the side we face up next in the FA Cup semi-final, in 6th on 56. They're clearly one of the big 6 now. Arsenal in 7th. Leicester City in 8th. West Ham 9th. Let's have a look at the bottom of the table. That's important, isn't it? Wolves still in it with a relegation battle with Bournemouth, with Norwich, with Leeds, perhaps Forest and Everton still in there, but I think they won't be. Watford and Brentford, they look like they're completely gone now. So final game in today's episode, it's FA Cup semi-final time against Newcastle. This is the side we go with Ortega in goal. It's Cancelo, Stones, Ake and Sosa the back 4. Rodri and Frankie de Jong in midfield 2 with captain Kevin De Bruyne in front. Moussa Diaby on the right, Foden on the left, and Erling Haaland through the middle. On the bench, we've got Alvarez, Kaiki, Szoboszlai, Olmo, Phillips, Diaz, and Joe Hart is once again named on the bench. The second time in 9 years or whatever that he's been on a Manchester City bench. City versus Newcastle, FA Cup semi-final. Let's not make the mistakes in the West Ham one. We want to get to the final FA Cup. FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League. Can Guardiola win the treble? Well, there is the changing room at Wembley. Haaland, De Jong, De Bruyne. The shirts hang in the changing room for the City players ready to play. In the suits they arrive, and the Newcastle players as well. Wembley's like the home ground for Manchester City, really. They've been there so many times. This FA Cup semi-final is going to be brilliant. And out come the 2 sides now, captained by Kevin De Bruyne, Premier League champions, and Emi Martinez of 6th placed Newcastle United. Domestic trophy on the line, but the semi-final is between Chelsea and Crystal Palace. City have beaten Blackburn and Coventry on the way. Newcastle beaten a few teams on the way. I didn't manage to catch them. So the players shake hands, City in the sky blue and Newcastle in the navy blue. Nico Gonzalez, Munoz in there. Let's have a look at this Newcastle side on the bench. Dubravka, Mawassa, Hayden, and Ndweni, Sharp, Back, and Fraser for Eddie Howe. It is Captain Emi Martinez in goal. A back four of Ruben Aguilar, Lucas Klosterman, Dan Byrne, and Lewis. It's Oxlade-Chamberlain, Nico Gonzalez, and Longstaff, Matty Longstaff in the midfield three. Munoz, Podence, and Canales, the front three for Newcastle. FA Cup semi-final. Here we go. Frankie Diaby. Cancelo. Frankie de Jong again. Good skill by Frankie de Jong. Certainly orchestrating this semi-final. Sosa, Foden. Sosa, bad pass by Phil Foden. Keeps the pressure on. They've given it away to Haaland here. Away to this man, Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, good save by Emi Martinez at Wembley. Good save. De Bruyne tried one from range. Pulls one back to Cancelo. Oh, and Nico gets very lucky there. It ricocheted back to him. Rodri, wonderful. Haaland with a chance here, and Haaland makes it 1-0 City. Well, you can't give Erling Haaland a chance like that. You can't. Mistake. Rodri, wonderful pressing straight in. And I think it's Jamal Lewis. Then to Haaland, who's got De Bruyne, but Erling Haaland 13 metres out. He's not missing from there. City lead 1-0 in the FA Cup semi-final here. Goal number 2 in 2 games in the FA Cup for Erling Haaland. Just not sure what to do with the RB here. Jamal Lewis. The RB just skips past him. The RB. Haaland in there! Oh, they get rid of it, Newcastle, luckily for them. Cancelo. Foden. Haaland! 2-0 City. And Erling Haaland scores in the semi-final again. 2-0 Manchester City. Good play this, Cancelo. No look passing to Foden. Flick round the corner to Haaland. And put in the bottom corner. 2-0 in the semi-final here within 44 minutes. Newcastle feel like they're not going to be making it to the FA Cup final, don't they? He's not happy if he's going to get another one. De Bruyne. Sosa. Here's Foden. Onto his right foot, Phil Foden. And he rifles it at the top corner. And he is injured. He's going to have to come off here, probably, Phil Foden. But he's made it 3-0 City. Borna Sosa with the assist. Good touch here. And he bends it into that top corner as Phil Foden brilliantly. His last involvement in the game. He's going to come off for Kaiki. We'll swap sides with Diaby. Shame to lose Phil. But off he comes now, the injured Phil Foden. Let's hope it's only a short-term injury. 91 rated. We want to keep him around the squad for the Champions League. We got that in 2 days' time, the Champions League semi-final, by the way. That'll be in the next episode. Here's Podence. More than Cancelo. Stones back to Ortega. Brilliant by City. De Jong. Just taking Munoz through a walk here. Frankie de Jong. Diaby. De Bruyne. Kaiki touching his chest and a volley. And a save by Emi Martinez. Great play by Kaiki. Look how dark the field is. Diaby in there. Oh, it's a bullet header from Moussa Diaby. Newcastle with a chance here. Ake says, I've got it. What a challenge. Unfortunately doesn't win it. Cross in. Brilliant cross, but headed wide by Canales, who's not his quality, is it? That Frankie de Jong's will come off for Calvin Phillips here. Olmo. Kaiki. Oh, good save by Emi Martinez. Kaiki probably feels like he should have scored. Szoboszlai in. Kaiki on the volley. Szoboszlai with an absolute whip there. Behind for a goal kick. He could have took the free kick there. Szoboszlai. So the referee blows a full-time whistle. That's fine. You don't want his attack. That's okay. City 3, Newcastle 0. We end the episode knowing we're going to be in the FA Cup final. But can we make it to the Champions League final? That will be found out in the next episode, where the Champions League semi-final will be played against Paris Saint-Germain. What a draw that is. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I think Diaz a bit disappointed for not coming on there, but he will play in that Champions League semi-final. We'll see you guys next time.